Now, this is an exciting story from BringMeTheNews.com, written by Melissa Turtinen. I hope I pronounced the name right. Workers at 2 Twin City Starbucks stores intend to unionize. They're the first Minnesota shops to join the growing movement. Now, this comes in the wake of a growing movement of Starbucks stores that are moving to unionize. It started in Buffalo, New York, where 2 stores successfully voted to unionize, and that was after immense pressure from the Starbucks corporation trying to stop them from unionizing. And dozens of Starbucks stores are now moving to unionize, and it's snowballing into something much bigger. So let's go into the story. 2 Twin City Starbucks stores are planning to unionize, becoming the first in Minnesota to join the growing Starbucks Workers United movement. An overwhelming majority of workers at the 2 locations, 300 Snelling Avenue in St. Paul and 4712 Cedar Avenue in Minneapolis, signed union authorization cards, said a news release from Starbucks Workers United, which is an SEIU affiliate. And SEIU stands for Service Employees International Union. So this is a big deal because, not only does a majority of the workers at these Starbucks stores want to unionize, but let's see, what's it say? An overwhelming majority. See, so that's a big deal, and it just goes to show that there very well could be a successful vote to unionize here. Now, in a letter to Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson, signed by staff at Snelling Avenue location, workers said, "We as workers at Starbucks invest our time, well-being, and safety into a company that has shown repeated apathy towards its employees. We work in the midst of an ongoing global health crisis and see little to no support. We want to see Starbucks become a healthier and more equitable workplace. We're organizing a union at the Snelling and Stanford store in St. Paul to improve our workplace for ourselves, for members of our community, and for Starbucks as a whole." So I think this is a really good statement that they're making here, because in my opinion, unions do improve the workplace for everyone. Now, let's see. The stores have petitioned the National Labor Relations Board, NLRB, for a union representation election. Starbucks can voluntarily recognize the union, and if that doesn't happen, it hasn't happened at other stores, then there will be an official NLRB election. If a majority of workers vote yes during that election, they'll become a union. So, yeah, that's pretty much the stakes here. And just considering that an overwhelming majority of the workers there have signed up for union cards, it looks like they could be successful. Now, the thing is that Starbucks is going to pull everything out of their hat to stop this from happening. And one of the tactics that they've used in the past has been flooding the stores in Buffalo with workers to try to make it more difficult for the stores to vote to unionize. So just because there's an overwhelming majority of support now, the Starbucks still might be able to weasel their way into stopping this from happening. Starbucks workers' movement to unionize began in Buffalo, New York, and has grown to more than 70 stores nationwide. So far, at least 2 Starbucks shops in the country have won their union votes. The Seattle-based coffee chain continues to oppose union activity and has been accused of union busting. A spokesperson told Reuters, "We've been clear in our belief that we are better together as partners without a union between us at Starbucks, and that conviction has not changed." Starbucks calls its workers partners. In a statement, Workers United International Vice President Kathy Hanshu said, "Starbucks calls its employees partners, but it is abundantly clear that this so-called partnership is one of convenience for the company that leaves many employee concerns unheard. It is time for Starbucks to do the right thing, acknowledge the voice of their partners, and allow their workers to unionize without interference." So yeah, that's the story. I think it's a very exciting thing that these stores are voting to unionize, because not only is it good for Starbucks workers, but it's also good for the growing union sentiment around the country. I think that too many people are being taken advantage of by large corporations who do everything they can to stop stores from unionizing. And in this case, it could really make a difference.